To have a character in a video game that's fully voiced is like breathing new life into that character. Like Link. Link doesn't really have a voice, but that's okay for his personality. Meanwhile, Mario, his voice gave him a new perspective. And the same can be said for Sonic. And Sonic's had a whole bunch of voice actors. Hell, the Sonic cast has had a whole bunch of voice actors. And today, I'm going to be going over the first set of casts, in the video games at least. And no, I'm not going to be covering Jaleel White or Ben Schwartz or anything. Today I just want to talk about the video games from 1999 to 2004. So without further ado, let's get started. When Sonic Adventure rolled around the scene, they needed a voice that could match Sonic's personality. So who did I hire? Junichi Kanemaru. Yeah, I feel like I should talk about the Japanese cast first, as they've been around the longest and they're still around today. Overall, they're pretty good. I mean, I don't really speak Japanese. I feel like Junichi Kanemaru is what Sonic should be like in terms of his voice. And it sounds weird considering he speaks Japanese, but when he speaks those little English segments...
Oh, what a great view! Come on, come on! Hey, guys!
It kind of feels sort of natural. Natural enough, I guess, I don't know. But when it was time for the game to get dubbed, they really needed voice actor that could capture what Junichi Kanemaru already captured for Sonic. So who did they bring in? Ryan Drummond. And I'm going to say this right now, he is the best voice actor for Sonic. By far. No offense to the others. I feel like Ryan Drummond and Junichi Kanemaru are like the same person. Just Ryan Drummond speaking Japanese. That kind of makes sense. I mean, they kind of sound similar, that's what I'm trying to say.
Let's get them!
Let's rock!
Select your memory card.
Select your character.
He brings a young, energetic voice to Sonic that hasn't really gone over the past couple of years. His voice is just really iconic to the 2000s Sonic, and it is truly heartbreaking that he will not be returning. Hopefully. I mean, I really want Ryan Drummond to return, and I think him and Emu and Mike Pollock are doing some sort of Sonic radio show, so we'll be able to see how his Sonic voice is after 16 years of not voicing the character in an official game. This is unofficial, by the way.
Alright! Our next adventure awaits us, so there's no time to waste! Yeah! We're Sonic Heroes! What goes up?
Now yes, I've spoken about Sonic, but I also want to talk about the entire cast, like Knuckles or Shadow. So I'm going to be switching to Tails now. Tails had 3 voice actors. In Sonic Adventure and Sonic Shuffle, he was voiced by Corey Bringus.
Hi, I'm Tails!
He wasn't that good. Don't get me wrong, it's not like he was bad or anything, it's just that you could tell it was just a kid reading off a script. And this was made worse with his brother Connor Bringus.
This place was shut down about 50 years ago because of a terrible accident. The first Bernoulli spherical space colony, called ARC. When it was operational, it was the most advanced research center of its kind. But looking...
Now, while Connor's voice is, in my opinion, better than Corey Bringus' voice, the delivery on these lines is kinda off. That's one thing I want to point out. For Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, the scripts were kind of rushed. What I mean is that they did the Japanese scripts and they just kind of sloppily translated it to English and sent that off. So the voice actors wouldn't know like how they're supposed to be talking to certain characters. Ryan Drummond explains this well.
But then the process for recording the first game was also very different because they didn't have a lot of animation for me to look at.
Okay.
They had examples, but not even of scenes that I was doing, or they just had a script that had literally lists of lines, and it wasn't even a script, so that if I was saying something to Tails, I didn't have Tails lines in front of me, I just had Sonic's lines in front of me.
So you didn't have any context.
And so you had to totally guess.
Ryan Drummond explains this well in the 26th anniversary for Emu's live stream. Emu, that's it. But yeah, the Bringus brothers, they were okay. I think Connor is a little bit better. And to be fair, the voice direction for Sonic Adventure 2 was a lot better, but it still wasn't all the way there like in Sonic Heroes. Unfortunately though, the Bringus brothers suffered through this little thing, you know, it's kind of insignificant. I mean, it doesn't really happen all the time, but it's called puberty. So they had to bring in William Corkery for some reason.
It's not an Eggman robot.
He's the worst. Now, I'm not hating William Corkery and I'm not blaming him for why his Tails voice is so bad. I think it's because he was too young when he was recording this, so he didn't really know what was happening. Some scenes worked alright, but some scenes, well, it didn't. But he had time to grow. Everyone had time to grow. I mean, Sonic Heroes was the best game in terms of the voice acting So we could just go from there. Whoops. I'll talk about this in a while though. Next we have Knuckles, who had 3 voice actors. I don't know why. First was Michael McGann.
I have some unfinished business to take care of.
I mean, he suits the character well enough, but he just sounds rather bored sometimes. And then Ryan Drummond voiced him in Sonic Shuffle.
I've got something to protect. You can't just come and take it away. Void, I'm not gonna let you do this.
Now again, Ryan Drummond does explain why this happened. In fact, you know what? I'll just leave the 26th anniversary live stream in the description. You can listen to that yourself. But yeah, Ryan Drummond voiced Knuckles. Kind of interesting as he voices the previous rival of Sonic before Shadow came in. Here he sounds fine, but I mean, you can just tell he walked in and just spoke the way he speaks normally. Quick story. So Ryan Drummond was not supposed to voice Knuckles, and they just kind of said, Sega of Japan don't want you to voice 2 characters, but they like your voice for Knuckles. So he kind of did it, and when they found out, they informed him that he can no longer do the voice of Knuckles. So he kind of called his friend Scott Dreyer at the time, and he came and did the voice. And I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what Sega was doing when they called in Scott Dreyer to come in and voice Knuckles. I don't know if they were high, I don't know if they were drunk, but that was the good call, because everyone else we had after that, Scott Dreyer, in my opinion, is the best Knuckles voice. 10 out of 10, top tier. I think he just captures Knuckles so well, you know, the calm dude, you know, sometimes agitated, which is handled very well in Sonic Adventure 2.
Keep your hands to yourself. Don't touch me.
Is that how you say thanks to someone who just saved your
He
life?
can still level himself down with his tone. Doesn't have to always sound agitated or sound like a jock. Just a shame what happened after this. Next we have Amy. Jennifer Dudley does a good job, you know, captures the whole fangirl attitude perfectly well.
Sorry to leave like this, but I can't let my Sonic get away.
I do think that the voice that we had after was much better. I'll get to that person in a bit. You'll know who I'm talking about. But overall, a good thing. Next, let's talk about the main guy, you know, Dr. Robotnik, like he should be called. I don't like them keep using Dr. Eggman. I still think Dr. Eggman should be used as a nickname, not a name that he should claim himself. But Dean Bristol was very good. I think he was very good as Eggman, although he always tried to sound too intimidating, even when he didn't really need to.
You'll be rewarded handsomely for helping me. As soon as I conquer the world, I will pay you. Some nerve promising what you've got.
He was quite good, although kind of scary though. If you were like a 7-year-old kid and you heard his voice in Sonic Adventure, then good luck going to sleep. Cream the Rabbit, who first appeared in what I can assume Sonic Advance 2. Sarah Wolfeck presented a, you know, kind of cute little kid voice for the character. Although I can't say I really liked the voice and the voices we got after that. I don't think kids sound like this. I think it's very high pitched. It's too high pitched to the point where sometimes you won't be able to hear her as well. I mean, in American TV shows, I hear what little kids sound like, and I hear how I see how they act, you know, when they talk to, you know, grown-ups or their parents and stuff. It's not as high as Sarah Wolfeck or anyone else presents it to be. Not her fault, obviously. They're just trying to create a little kid character, which I think works well. Just wish that we could see her again. I don't know why they keep removing her. Like, they removed Blaze and then they replaced Cream the Rabbit with Omo Chow. Like, what? Big the Cat, John St. John is still the best voice. I will hold that to this day. Froggy! Shadow the Hedgehog, David Humphrey. You know, I think when God was creating different humans to transcend down into the earth, he just made the perfect man, the perfect Shadow voice, and said, bring him down, bring him to Sega. Apparently Ryan Drummond helped him get his role as well. You know, Ryan Drummond is really a god that gives anybody a voicing career at Sonic Team, at Sonic Voices. David Humphrey sounds cool, confident, doesn't sound as angsty or as villainous as everyone else portrays him as to be. Yeah, he does a good job portraying him as the anti-hero.
Well then, it'll be a date to die for.
Hey, that's my line!
Rouge the Bat, Lonnie Manella is still the best. However, she does sound kind of old.
Man, who are those creeps over there? Just what do you think you're doing here?
Not old, but like makes her sound a little bit older than she's supposed to be. Just a tiny bit, but it's still not as bad as the next Rouge voice actor. John St. John's the best. I'm not saying anything else. Now we move on to the Chaotix. Bill Corkery. Yeah, I assume this is the man who helped get his kids the roles. His SPL voice is good. It's very good. It's kind of calm. It sounds like Shadow, to be fair, but just a little bit, you know, better. But just a little bit, you know, trying to sound less like Shadow. Now that leads on to Emily Corkery. Voicing Charmy B, still the best. I can't lie. Well, yeah, you know, yeah, she's kind of the best. Well, between her and Colleen O'Shaughnessy.
What's wrong with you?
It's here, we've got work!
Vector the Crocodile. Keith Silverstein sounds, you know, very good, you know, has a deep, correct Vector the Crocodile, so this is the wrong guy. Mark Biaggi, nice name. In my opinion, has the best Vector the Crocodile voice. He's supposed to be like the leader of the Chaotix. I mean, this voice really makes him sound like that. I like when he called Rouge abroad.
Just what do you think you're doing here?
Who's this broad?
Beautiful stuff. Now I'm gonna get into the controversies that these voice actors have caused, Dan. I say that like it's a big thing, but really it's not really that big. Actually, no, it is kind of big. It's big for the Sonic community as it continuously happens and Sega have no means to change it. So in 2003, 4Kids acquired the license for Sonic X, so they're allowed to dub it and air it on TV. And instead of using their voice actors like Ryan Drummond, Scott Dreyer, or Jennifer Dulliard, they decided to use their own in-house voice actors. Already this caused problems. Now before Sonic X was acquired by 4Kids, it had already been voiced by Japanese voice actors, and these Japanese voice actors were the voice actors for the games. So it already caused problem that 4Kids did not want to do this option and instead hired their own in-house voices, probably because it was cheaper. Ryan Drummond, I don't think, knew this and decided to contact Sega to ask if he was going to be able to do the voice of Sonic in Sonic X. They told him no and that they already use in-house voice actors, so he tried to call 4Kids and sent them a bunch of emails. Finally they replied, and Ryan Drummond asked whether he could at least audition for the part as he believed for it to be his, which, I mean, we can't lie, he's the voice of Sonic. 4Kids then told Ryan Drummond that because he and the rest of the voice actors for the games did not live in New York, it would be hard for them to be used, as they'd have to consistently keep coming in to the recording booth to do any retakes if necessary, and advertisements as well. Ryan Drummond offered to relocate to New York on his expense, but they denied the claim. So Ryan Drummond was replaced by Jason Griffith in the anime. Now this is fine, you can have two voice actors for Sonic, you know, I mean, it's just fine. Let's just keep Ryan Drummond for the games and we keep Jason Griffith for the show. That'll be good. Yeah, so after the release of Sega Superstars, Sega made the questionable decision to replace all the voice actors with the 4Kids voice actors. And the worst thing was, Sega didn't announce this to anybody. They didn't announce it to Ryan Drummond, they didn't announce this to the voice cast. They just kind of hired the new voice cast and didn't say anything to the old voice cast, which basically means they fired them and didn't let them know. Ryan Drummond had contacted Sega to ask when he was needed to record voice work for Shadow the Hedgehog. That was when they told him about the whole replacement thing. And obviously, Ryan Drummond was not very happy. There's even an article about what happened. This article goes, 4Kids was really inconsiderate and cast without me, not caring what the fans thought or about product continuity. Then all of a sudden, product continuity was important to them, so starting with this new Shadow game. So without telling me, they replaced me as the voice for Sonic with this fella that does the work from Sonic X. I was only told about it after it happened. My Sega contact told me that they thought it was a good idea from now that Sonic's voice should remain the same in the games and in the non-Sega cartoon. So after 5 years of providing the voice for Sonic, I was let go without a word of explanation until I went looking for one. Now obviously replacing voices are good, as you know, you can see a fresh side of the character that we haven't seen before with the current voice actor, like Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet's original voice actor was kind of hated, and they replaced him with James Arnold Taylor, who stayed on for the rest of the Ratchet games.
Yeah, but if that's the kind of help he's getting, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
After Drek's defeat, there were parades, press conferences, fancy dress balls, and the wiener roast at Al's. Oh yeah, that.
Okay, in that case it's good. But for the case I've just read right now, that was really inconsiderate, Sega. Everyone in the original voice acting cast had peaked, and they could have kept evolving, and Sega just dropped them without saying anything. So Sega did not care about the product continuity with Ryan Drummond, but they cared about it with Jason Griffith. And to add insult to injury, Jason Griffith's original Sonic X voice was garbage.
Kids, don't use Formula 1 race cars to chase hedgehogs.
Now I'm not hating on Jason Griffith or whatever, I mean it's not really his fault for what happened, but Sega messed up on that one, and they kind of just fired him for no reason. And Ryan Drummond, consistently states that he wants to get back into the series.
You could come back and do it, would you? And the answer, for all of you listening, is I would absolutely do it in a heartbeat. But that being said, if they called and everything was cool and everything was above board and everybody was honest and everything was cool, and they said, will you come back? I say, when do we start?
It's just unfortunate. You can tell Sega really want Ryan German to return, as in every fan project that Ryan German's in, Sega always have some contact to him, or Sonic Team. I mean, this new Adventure remake, I don't know if Ryan German's going to be in it. I mean, we have seen this claim from Emi saying that neither her or Ryan German was contacted by Sega, which is kind of concerning, because if it's not an Adventure remake, or it is, and it has Roger's voice, I'm just saying Sonic Team, you know, I'm just saying you're in trouble. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Kind of a decent video, I think. It kind of took me a long time to edit. I hope you guys liked it. If this video does well enough, I'll probably make another video for the other cast members, such as the Studio Place cast and the 4Kids cast. And without further ado, I'll see you guys later.